I want to talk about the difference between joint legal and physical versus sole legal and physical and the differences in that. So, joint legal and joint physical custody, it doesn't necessarily mean 50-50. Some people think that when you have, let's say, mom, it doesn't matter, mom or dad's going to have the child 90% of the time. So they're thinking, well, then I should have sole custody, physical custody, and my spouse should have visitation, whatever that 10% is, whatever those dates are. Just because you have more than 50% timeshare doesn't mean you have to have sole custody or label it that way. You can have joint legal custody and you can have 99.9% timeshare. You have to realize that the custody and the percentages are irrelevant. The joint does not mean anything to do with 50-50, 60-40, whatnot. The only time the percentages come into play is if you're having a child support calculation done, that will affect the child support, the timeshare percentage, but it doesn't matter for the custody part. Sole custody, I had an interesting case this week and been doing this 11 years and never had someone want to do this, but it's totally fine. The male child is going to live with dad, and the female child is going to live with mom. I said, okay, that's fine. And so they want to have sole legal and physical custody of the male child to dad and sole legal and physical custody of the female child to mom. And they want to do that so they have sole discretion to do whatever they want, get passports, doctors, all the stuff that goes along with that. You don't have to get permission from the other parent in those cases for certain things like passports specifically. So never put an agreement like that together, but I said, hey, that's totally fine. Courts don't care. That's what you want to do. That's how we'll write it up. So, but you don't have to do that. They could have just as well said joint legal, joint physical, and did the exact same plan that they are doing.